It was a quiet Saturday morning in the Maplewood Estates neighborhood. A place so pristine it could have been pulled from a magazine cover. Every lawn was perfectly trimmed, every driveway spotless, and every mailbox freshly painted. The Homeowners Association, better known as the HOA, kept it that way. Or so they claimed. At the head of it all was Karen Dupree, a self-appointed guardian of neighborhood standards. Everyone knew Karen. Everyone had to know her, whether they wanted to or not. That morning, Karen marched down Willow Lane with her clipboard in one hand and a shiny golden key in the other. She called it her magic key. To her, it symbolized her authority, the supposed master key to every home's gate, shed, and clubhouse locker. If you've got nothing to hide, you've got nothing to fear, she often said. A line that made her neighbors grind their teeth. Her latest target was the Thompsons, a young couple who had dared to install solar panels without submitting the proper aesthetic review forms. Karen claimed they were disrupting the neighborhood's visual harmony. She strutted up to their house, key in hand, muttering about community integrity as she fiddled with their side gate. But the key didn't fit. It never did, really. That didn't stop her from jamming it in and twisting furiously, insisting it just needed a little HOA magic. That was when Jake Thompson caught her. "What exactly are you doing, Karen?" he asked, phone camera recording. Karen turned, indignant. "I'm inspecting HOA protocol. I have access rights." She rattled the key again, convinced it would open the latch. Jake folded his arms. "That's not a key to my house. That's a, wait, what is that?" She held it up proudly. "This is the HOA master key, given to board presidents only." The metal gleamed in the sunlight, but something about it looked off. Jake stepped closer. "Karen, that's a..." Before he could finish, the gate creaked open. Not from her magic, but because she'd forced the latch. He filmed the entire scene. Within an hour, the video was on the neighborhood Facebook group. And by evening, it had spread across the internet. The comments came fast. "She really said a magic key. That's not even a real key, that's a mailbox opener." Karen didn't realize yet that her authority was about to crumble, and the police would soon be laughing at the truth. By Sunday morning, Maplewood Estates was buzzing like a hive. The Facebook video had exploded overnight, gaining hundreds of thousands of views. The caption read, "HOA Karen and her magic key of doom." The comments section was a war zone. Half the neighborhood laughed, while the other half ducked in embarrassment. Karen, however, was oblivious. She woke up to her phone vibrating nonstop. Finally, she said to herself, "People are showing support for law and order." But when she opened the notifications, her face turned pale. Memes. Dozens of them. Photoshopped pictures of her holding a golden wand. Captions like, "Open Sesame, HOA style," and, "When you think you're a wizard but you're just trespassing." She stormed out of her house, determined to restore dignity to the HOA. Marching to the community clubhouse, she demanded an emergency meeting. The board members, already weary of her antics, reluctantly gathered. "Neighbors," Karen began, slapping the table dramatically. "We've been infiltrated by misinformation. That video is fake news. My magic key is real." Tom Wilkins, the treasurer, sighed. "Karen, that's not a master key. It is a key." She interrupted. "I got it from the HOA archives myself." Another member, Gloria, gently reached into Karen's tote and examined the so-called artifact. She squinted. "Karen, this isn't a key. This is a bottle opener from the clubhouse kitchen. See? It even says, Maplewood Barbecue 2016. Silence fell. Karen's jaw dropped. "That's impossible," she muttered. "I've used it before." Tom smirked. To open soda bottles, maybe. Before she could protest further, Jake Thompson entered the clubhouse with 2 uniformed officers. "Good morning, folks," said Officer Ramirez, suppressing a grin. "We got a call about a possible trespassing and property damage incident." Karen puffed her chest. "Officer, I am the HOA president. I have clearance to inspect all properties." Ramirez raised an eyebrow. "With a bottle opener?" The room erupted in laughter. Karen turned red, sputtering excuses about community safety and regulatory authority. Officer Ramirez shook his head. "Ma'am, using any object to enter private property without consent is trespassing. Magic or not." The video of the exchange hit the internet before lunchtime, racking up millions of views. The caption this time: HOA Karen's magic key unlocked the police's sense of humor. Karen's reputation didn't just crumble, it vaporized. Within days, the phrase, "Magic Key Karen," became a meme empire. TikTokers reenacted her dramatic line, "HOA protocol, I have access rights," while teenagers sold replica magic keys, online shaped like the infamous bottle opener. Maplewood Estates residents, long silenced by Karen's endless rulebook enforcement, found sudden courage. Complaints poured into the HOA office. From her constant property inspections to her unauthorized fines for improperly joyous Halloween decorations. Even the board, embarrassed by the viral humiliation, held an emergency vote. Tom stood up during the meeting. "Karen, as much as we appreciate your enthusiasm, your actions have created chaos. You've embarrassed this community." Karen slammed her palm on the table. "You're just jealous of my leadership. The internet can say what it wants, but I'm maintaining standards." Gloria folded her arms. "Standards don't include breaking into people's yards with a bottle opener." The motion passed unanimously. Karen was officially removed as HOA president. But true to form, she refused to accept it. "You can't fire me, I quit," she shouted, grabbing her magic key and storming out. The following week, Karen tried to appeal to the police chief, claiming she had been unlawfully defamed. The chief smiled politely and showed her the evidence. A slow-motion clip of her twisting the bottle opener in the gate latch. The officer's laughter echoed through the precinct. Karen's attempt to sue the Thompsons backfired when their lawyer revealed her past. HOA misconduct, unauthorized surveillance cameras, mailbox inspections, and even a rule proposal banning non-neutral colored curtains. The court dismissed her claims immediately. Meanwhile, Maplewood Estates blossomed. Without Karen's overbearing watch, neighbors began chatting again, hosting barbecues, and even repainting their mailboxes bright colors. A Magic Key Festival was announced, featuring a chili cook-off and bottle opener souvenirs. Jake, watching the event unfold, chuckled. Who would have thought Karen's chaos would bring everyone together? Even Karen, lurking from her porch, couldn't help but glance wistfully at the laughter. Deep down, she knew her reign had ended, but part of her still believed the bottle opener held some mystical power. Months passed, and the Magic Key story became local legend. News outlets called it the funniest HOA meltdown in America. But beneath the laughter, something shifted. In Karen, she no longer strutted with her clipboard or patrolled lawns. For the first time, she felt what her neighbors had felt: embarrassment, isolation, and maybe even regret. One chilly morning, she noticed Jake fixing his fence, the same one she had tried to inspect. Swallowing her pride, she approached him. "Jake," she began awkwardly, "I owe you an apology." Jake looked up, cautious but calm. "You mean for the whole world seeing you try to unlock my gate with a bottle opener?" Karen winced. "Yes. That. And everything else. I thought I was helping. I see now I wasn't." He handed her a screwdriver. "Want to help for real this time?" For the first time in years, Karen laughed. Together, they repaired the fence, not as adversaries, but as neighbors. Word spread quickly. People started greeting her again, cautiously at first, then warmly. She stopped talking about violations and started asking about people's days. When the next HOA election came around, Karen didn't run, but she volunteered to organize the Magic Key Festival. This time, it wasn't about control. It was about community. She handed out bottle openers engraved with, "A key to laughter opens every door." Even the police showed up, posing for photos beside a giant inflatable golden key. Officer Ramirez joked, "Glad to see you using your powers for good now, Ms. Dupree." Karen smiled. Turns out, the real key wasn't magic, it was just being decent. As music filled the park and laughter echoed through Maplewood Estates, Karen watched the sunset over a neighborhood that finally felt like home. The magic key still hung from her keychain. A shiny reminder of the day the police laughed. But also the day she learned humility. Because in the end, it wasn't about the key at all. It was about unlocking something far more powerful, understanding.